Alright, starting from this, I've developed this and B2 with the changes and so forth that you had in mind. And I'll try not to get too lost in this. So essentially we're going to review Plan A once we shift that wall back. Alright, that's going to become, ignore these numbers except if you have to identify anything, because I have gone back and reordered these. So just kind of ignore those and pay attention to the plan itself. This was a plan that I had drawn the last time, and these doors were relocated and so forth, and I don't even know if this was here, but this incorporated most of the ideas that you had talked about, most or all of the ideas that you had talked about. This, even this though, even this requires, to my best knowledge because of my field dimensions, and please remember, there's 5-inch discrepancy somewhere in this room. It hasn't looked to me like it's going to affect anything, but it's going to be a plus or a minus somewhere. But the minimum to do by leaving that wall there, it looked to me like, because this door was too far toward this toilet, that much would at least have to be done, which means this wall or this hallway will need to be repainted. I went back, double checked. You can get away with leaving this door where it is. There it is, putting it in there. You know, it's not the best flow, but it can work without having to touch this hallway at all. So these walls are as they exist, except you cut the door in, and you have to specify the door type, whether it's going to be bypass or bifold or anything like that. Since I do have that cabinet over that toilet, if you eliminated that and pushed the toilet back, it maybe you get a little more flow through there. In any event, most of these drawings are showing that relocated to 5 inches west, and maybe even further once you begin to paint this hall. So you can make this alcove whatever you like. This wall is called out, aligned with wall opposite with this here. If you want to make that smaller, code says you can go down to 30 inches wide if the toilet's centered in space. I showed 34, which I've always found more than generous enough, which does, you know, enable you to lengthen that shower a little. I don't like that I feel like it's incongruous. Now, at the laundry, at both of these, you'll have to tell them what kind of cabinets you want, of course, beyond the door type, the type of cabinets. And I believe you asked me to show you the machines over on this wall as well once we left this here, which the plumbers would like this a lot more. And at least in this configuration, I feel like there's a lot of space. The next thing, as I said, if you're going to paint this hall, then maybe that whole thing just gets moved to where it really needs to be. Hopefully those drawers are not so deep that they won't allow that. Don't forget though, those drawers can actually back up against the back of plywood or drywall on this wall here. Although there would be very little work in this room if this doesn't have to be disturbed at all. And that was really about it as far as I could see with keeping this wall here and accomplishing our objectives. There are quite a few, I will say there are quite a few soaking tubs that will fit in a small space. And I think with the spinal permutation, with this door moved over as far as it is, this is fairly decent through here, given that it's accomplished without moving that wall. Now I apologize if there's any repetition, but these are, once you do decide that you're going to move walls, if that happens, then these are just, so, and you can take your time and spin this film as fast as you like. Specify your door type. What do you want to do across that 6-foot opening shown there? And that's just leaving this door in place and just making one floor level with the laundry here. The machine's against this wall. These walls moved here. that was going to happen as soon as we start moving the wall, so that doesn't matter. This was something I was kind of, and there was another, it came up again. This was a different type of plan where you would do, maybe this dashed line would be down across here and this ceiling becomes kind of overdone, but the layout availed itself, so it's shown. This is just all the counter all the way across there, and this was moving that 9 inches. Whether you think this is, it increases the depth of that shower. That's probably where most of it's picked up. Yeah, it's 36 without moving it. And once we move it, then it immediately goes to 42. This one doesn't, I don't like the shape of this in the bathroom. Even that's better. Whether those could be arches. Now here, yes, this is where things become better with this whole idea. When that linen cabinet is put down there, this door is not going to be opened that often. And this, this is kind of flexible on exactly where that goes and how long this piece is. But this kind of sets up pretty decent too. And now you can shrink that alcove without it really playing a role across the room to give yourself more at the soaking tub or more at the shower, whichever you would want. On that shower, in this one, this is probably as large as I could see that shower reasonably getting. It starts to feel a little squeezed in here to me. The toilet almost can have a door over it, but it just adds 3 inches. And that is probably the pick of the litter for the ones that move that wall 9 inches and move this door. I'm not sure it's that much of an improvement for the work involved in. I still think the door should be moved in any event, but I'm not sure it's worth moving that wall. These are the two that I would say that are the best of those permutations. And this one, moving the wall, does give you this 42-inch wide shower. But beyond that, one doesn't feel immensely better. This one feels a little more modern. That is your call as far as those go. Now we move to variants of the B plan, which was moving walls, doors, etc. Now we are going to be on 617B and forward. So leaving those walls, doors in place, this is where the squeeze comes up. Now, granted, the shower is 44 inches wide here, and in some of those other plans it was only 36. So there's room to widen that this way, and I do that in a moment. But with these walls in place and leaving the shower wide, that's the best we could do. And one of the easiest ways to straighten everything up is obviously get involved in this hall where everything moves and gets itself squared up. This C is the most viable to have this large shower here. Remember to get to, as soon as you get to, really, technically you can have the shower head going this way, even if this shower is only 30 inches wide. And here it's 44, so that can go back even another 4 inches in this plan and help you out there without disturbing the hall doors. So that was just, I would just want to, that's the quick way to solve the squeeze. It's just doing that. But if we didn't do that, if we go back to leaving those in place, these are the quick looks at that. Now you see the closet is the same size as it was, but with a door on it. All those same questions with regard to the doors on that closet will apply. And this is the only other one without disturbing this hall, really. I was able to pull that 4 inches back and make this feel fairly decent through here without moving these doors or walls, or without moving these doors. And similarly, moving the doors at B3 begins to shape things up in all of those. Now you could push that shower to as wide as 4'0". That's as wide as it's going to get in any event because of this door. Now another idea on this closet down here, still a single closet, where a platform is built over the stairs or whatever's under there. For this portion remains at this level. Those shelves are high, these shelves are high, and presumably the hang rods go right through. I'm not sure exactly how all that works out, but there was no folding space in this laundry that I can see except on top of the machines. So this at least got a little folding table in there. And more, once you're into the hall, you may as well do that last 5 inches with this bit here. Now you still have a giant shower, 3-foot path through. And now I'm showing you this glazing at the top of these. This is a clawfoot tub, a model of a clawfoot tub that I had. It's double-ended. And then maybe you pull that shower back, widen that out a bit, 3'5". And I thought you would probably want to see these machines on this wall. So there's more folding space by giving up the sink. If you want to leave these windows on this wall, though, you also give up those cabinets over those machines. I don't expect this to be easy. So this is with regard to that glazing in here. That can be the most simple arrangement, which is just the framing and pieces of finished lumber here, whether it's painted just against finished drywall with the pane of glass. It probably doesn't even have to be tempered, and then just stops at the top. This is probably over the top to actually put real casing and all that in there, but if you really want a traditional feel in that what begins to feel more like a tub room now, then that you could, and I don't show that casings and so forth on the other side of this. On this side I've kept simple and streamlined, but this is going to be a case of your preference there. You can see how spacious the shower is and how that window in it suits up. I presume this window is just replaced with fiberglass or vinyl, and the glazing in this window at least will have to be changed out to tempered glazing because of this. At least the lower pane. I don't think the upper pane. Yeah, the upper pane will not have to be, unless you're going to have the tub against that wall. Then it's a possibility that you have to glaze both of these in tempered. Okay, because this review was so extensive, I'm going to try to make this a real compact summary, because there are possibly too many floor plans. There are only 4, though, that do things without relocating those doors. And that is this one, and it's probably not even that many. Leaving the door in place, the toilet really can't come forward for that 12-inch deep cabinet over it. Not that that matters, you have a big linen cabinet here. So this one doesn't count. You can clear it with the cabinet in place. After that, there are 5 plans, I believe, that just require this, or ask this bathroom door be relocated. Everything after this requires extensive relocation of the walls. Regardless of this, just ignore this down here, because there's more than just relocating that door. Extensive relocation, well, extensive enough, relocation of walls and doors. not touching the hull or the doors at all. It is that or one of those. Moving the door slightly, moving the bathroom door alone, just relocating the bathroom door, gives you these additional 3 possibilities. And all they're really doing is increasing flow through there.